Always got a mess. There. A little cleaner. Welcome. Trying to make it not so messy. I always wonder about when people start watching these after I post them. This awkward beginning, so I try to keep it entertaining. Moderation activity is now hidden. This includes messages that are held for review or remove. Show activity. You can now show or hide moderation activity from here. Gotcha. If you guys are here, drop something in the comments. I want to make sure we don't have a repeat of last time where I couldn't read the comments. It's Monday morning. We're checking in, seeing what everybody did this weekend. If you're just tuning in, write it in the comments. If you're not just tuning in and you're rewatching the recap, I still want to hear, what did we do besides prioritizing SP? What did we do besides prioritizing things that no longer serve us? Why am I using that? That's not something I need. Hello there. Welcome. I just did an Obi-Wan. What did you do this weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Prioritize yourself like we were talking about the other day? Wow, that actually worked. It's my second cigar in like the past week. I've been cutting back. But welcome. Did I make coffee? No, I did not make coffee. We'll do it without it. We got a quick live, and then I'll be making some videos, some shorts. We're welcoming in everybody from TikTok. Wound up being a lot of people from TikTok. Because I just started posting there a week ago, and the Mystic Manifesting family has grown to 217 people as of a couple minutes ago. There's 217 Mystic Manifesting family members there, plus the 624 we have here. But a lot of them came over here. At least maybe 50 of them came over here. And one of the videos there picked up and did really well. It did 9,000 views or something. So TikTok's, I guess the algorithm hits a little bit better. So if you're already part of the Mystic Manifesting family here, want to go there and see some shorts pop up, and if positive things pop through your feed, then by all means go over there. Let me see. I have a message from the SP. Just joking about something I laughed about or sent a meme. And this is dead. Well, there's enough to make it happen. So tell me, guys, tell me something good that has happened this weekend. Tell me what are some other goals you're working on, things you're striving towards that are not SP related. And then drop down questions of things regarding money, manifestation, SP, whatever you want to manifest. Drop down questions if you got them. May have actually turned out decent. Sir, affirm, need to believe, and feeling. Okay, let's see. We'll start out with affirmations. So, that was horrible. And it didn't light the right way. So we'll start out with is affirmations. And I'm assuming you're saying, do you need to believe them? No, you do not need to believe your affirmations. We've had 2 success stories that I've made videos on in the past couple weeks. One woman had no contact from her SP for 10 months and then robotically affirmed. She didn't believe it. She just did it. She did affirmations. And then within 2 weeks or so, maybe a little more, a little less, she had her SP back. And they've been in communication. They've been going on dates. They've been doing stuff. So that's good for her. Then another woman was inspired by that story, had 5 months no contact, blocked, told I never want to see you, blah, 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 all that same stuff. Affirmed, didn't believe it, but did stuff to get herself into the mental state, got herself into the mental state, and boom, she's in communication with that SP. I haven't heard much more of the success story other than that, but they didn't fully believe it, and they just started affirming. Myself, I've done affirmations. I'll tell you a perfect example right now. So this past weekend, I started spiraling and got triggered. on some stuff with SP. And then I found out later on when I started affirming that everything's good, all my affirmations to worry about stuff were no longer needing to be worried about. And I said, I've been told someone, like, I know manifesting works, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I could even affirm this. It's last minute. She's going to a party. I've got plans. There's no way things are going to work out. Then I started feeling bad because my plans fell through. It's like I wanted to hang out with my friends. They canceled. I wanted to hang out with my brother. He was getting tired. He had somewhere to be. He couldn't stay out all night. I'm like, well, this sucks. Like, I don't know. I guess I'll just drop him off. As all that's going on, she starts texting me, asking how I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, good. I'm about to drop my brother off. These plans got canceled. She's like, okay, cool. Well, we're finishing up at this party. Do you want to come over? But I was just affirming. I didn't believe any of it was going to happen. There was no way it was going to happen. We agreed we weren't going to see each other. We still did. What else? Oh, and then getting in the feeling. Yeah, but by affirming, you're also like putting yourself in the feeling. Sometimes if you can hit the feeling and land it, beautiful, perfect. That's what we're going for. If you can't land the feeling, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Sometimes you get to the point like for myself now, it's like I could just land the feeling, and that's why I say use your memories to your advantage. Go back into your memories, find a time where you were together and things were good, and you were doing that. At first, I affirmed to remove the third party. To I am in a happy marriage. Well, if you have already removed the third party, I'm sorry if I'm not getting the way you're wording it properly, but if you have already removed the third party, congratulations. If you're asking if you should affirm for no third party and then marriage, I would say no. Skip right to the end. You are in a happily committed marriage already with your SP. You are not worried about third party because if you're in a happy relationship with your SP, you don't have a third party. It doesn't matter. Don't think about them. Don't reference them. Don't affirm for or against them. If you have to do something, write a letter and burn it or throw it away or shred it or whatever. You don't need to address the third party because they don't exist. Especially if you don't know what they look like, don't go on social media, don't look for them, don't do any of that stuff. I also started this live a little bit early too, guys, because I told everyone on TikTok we're going to start at 11. It's 10:40 right now. So I wanted to give people time to come in, ask questions, and address things. This chair is like falling apart. Sorry, I'm just waiting for more questions and stuff to come in. I hope that answered your question. So if there is an SP, just go right past it. I'm waiting for more people to emerge into the chat first. So what did you guys do this weekend besides? I know we always talk about the SP stuff. What did you guys do this weekend besides like um, focusing on SP and stuff? Did you stay inside all weekend, or did you go out and do some stuff, live some life, do something cool? I visualized SP with me in marriage. S3D, SP rejected me, and SP called you bad girl. S and third party. I confused, sir. I make my SP if trying to I visualize SP with me in marriage in 3D. SP rejected me. Well, you're welcome for the help. What's up, Mark? How you doing, buddy? Call you bad girl, SP and third party. I'm sorry if the language is there might be a language barrier, so it's kind of hard for me to understand. So I'm trying to answer these the best I can. And if you were rejected in the third part 3D, it doesn't matter. Trust me, I've been rejected too, and now I'm texting my SP right now. I've had a whole lot of bad stuff said and done in the 3D that I was able to overcome because it doesn't matter. It's all old news, like they say. So I would say don't worry about it so much and just focus. Like I said, focus on you, do your affirmations, do whatever technique feels natural to you and visualize, but don't make your life the SP. This is like my number one message I'm preaching because you can't. Because look, I manifested my SP back 6 times. And guess what? It's not hard to manifest them back. Like I knew the techniques, I did everything, got her back. Despite rejection, third party, what was the other thing? I never want to see you again. This will never happen again. Blah, blah, blah. All these bad things I heard in the 3D. They didn't matter. I got the SP back. However, the problem that I always had was getting SP back goes right back to the pedestal. SP back, my whole life becomes SP. Where is Nick's life? Where is your life? So before you have the SP, be dating the SP before it happens, and be dating the SP before it happens. And how would you live your life if you were dating them? Like I would still be making mystic videos. I would still be making comedy videos. I would still be living life regardless. I had some blocks with SP, but ignoring 3D. To be honest, I'm not ready to have her back. Even if she did message me right now, everything else seems to be going well. I'm trying to focus more on more money right now. See, Mark, that's the same thing I'm doing. Focusing on more money and getting my life right and straight. Yes, I have SP. Yes, do I have her in the degree that I want? Yes, or no, not. No, I don't have her in the degree that I want. But there's a reason for that. It's like, yes, like I start manifesting and she comes in hot. Then I'll start either it's coming from too much attachment or from consciously wanting to create distance because sometimes they come back. That's why when we manifest them back, that's why I say get all your self-concept and everything else in order, because by the time you get them back, it's almost like I have felt almost every time I'm not ready for this. This shouldn't be happening right now because I'm not ready. I have things I need to do. Hey, yep, welcome in. Good morning or good afternoon. Oh, shit. Here, because SP was messaging me. I've revealed more to her about the channel, almost slowly prepping her. I mean, I started another channel, a vlog channel on TikTok and on YouTube, where it's on my own life, my traveling, things like that. Stuff with her, as on our other page, as you guys already know about. Then I've got my comedy page. So I've been like slowly telling her all this other stuff. I said I do life coaching, but then I talk about mindset, manifestation, prayer, and stuff like that because she's kind of religious, but not too religious. So I tell her stuff like that. Here, we'll do a little thing for her. Let's say chat says hi. All right. My old friend, I manifested him back on the second. He's doing well and exactly how I remember him to be. He stopped speaking to me because his partner is a bit odd and doesn't like me. Yep. Good to see you again. I'm glad the whole we got like a little community thing. I've been thinking about doing the Discord. I've just been lazy on that, and I've been like trying to put together the perfect like SP plan or like manifest your SP now. It seems like that's what everybody wants. Or then talk about like other miracles and like the basics of manifesting. I thought about writing my own book, and then I was looking back through this because this was also requested. Let me know what you guys think. I know there's only 5 people here right now, but the Neville book, if I pick out some things each day, but I know it's already something Elmer did, so I don't want to like copy other people's content. But I thought about, hey, here's something Neville said. Let's talk about it. Then I do a nice little 10, 15-minute video talking about what we just read. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. But that's good that you manifested your old friend back. I actually did the same thing, except the thing was I reached out first, which I know everything's like, oh, don't reach out first. But I'm like, if we were still friends and talking, would I reach out first? Yes. And then by that, my other best friend I grew up with, I had 2. One of them I reached out to, and then by default, one that I thought about a few times, added me on Snapchat and then started messaging me. So it was cool to see. And then he's been following all the stories and my other stuff, my personal vlogs and everything. That last part confuses me. Wait till you're ready to sing. I do believe everyone is used, pushed out, and then a big thing. I want to actually make a video on this. This was actually a big breakthrough I learned, and I heard it at Create Your Future first. So I'll give credit to due. I did hear this line from them, and it was, "Whatever I desire desires me," and it's true. I did that. I started believing my SP desires me because I desire her, and blah blah blah. Just keep pushing. In my own mind, it's like whatever I desire desires me. Whatever I desire desires me. It's a strong affirmation. I like that one, and it has worked for me in the past. So meaning everyone is you pushed out. Yes, they manifest, and it's like otherwise, it's like what am I doing on this channel? I'm just talking to figments of my imagination. No, it's like why did Neville teach too? If he already knew everyone is you pushed out, he's talking to people that he knows just need to learn the thing, and we're all connected through that. And like it gets deeper. I think sometimes if you think too much into it, you just shouldn't think too much into it. You overcomplicate things, which I think a lot of us have SP issues because we are overthinkers. So, one of the things I was thinking about was like, oh, what happens if 2 people try to manifest the same SP? Well, just have the assumption you're the stronger manifester and you get what you want. But then also, if there's 2 realities, there's a reality where they got the SP, you got the SP, and this SP got whoever they wanted. Exactly, Mark. No, that's a good point. Because I actually did that with my SP the other day too. I'm like, we went into no contact because we had a little argument, but nothing like big, and it was mainly me reacting to 3D and overthinking. So we weren't talking, but then I'm like, you know what? What am I doing no contact? That's a 3D fucking dating game. Oh, are you gonna miss me? Miss me now, and I'm gonna make you come back. No, you know what? Fuck it. Here, hey, how's your Saturday going? What do you want to do? And blah blah blah. And then boom, SP hung out with me that night. I don't know what the philosophy is called, but some people believe they are only a human being in existence. They don't really take that perception. I just believe things will be what they are meant to be. Yeah, that's how I feel too. It's like there's too much thinking of it. It's like, yeah, I believe like maybe we're souls having a human experience, like James Van Prague says, and like there's a whole bunch of different things. But I just don't think too much into it. I think into here's what I want to achieve. I like to go to the gym. I like to work hard. I like to have a good time with SP. I love my family and my friends. I love the Mystic Manifesting family. So I love doing these videos. I love making comedy videos. I love acting. I love putting together films. I love telling stories. I know what I love. I know what I love to do. So I go out there and I do that. Asking too many spiritual questions, it's too deep into philosophy. Almost that's why I do the Stoic stuff, because a lot of them it's like the very basics. They just tell you exactly what you need to know. Good timing for it live. So I've been working on my life and I'm starting to see the results. There you go. Yep. But I've been bombarded with red pill content lately and it's killing faith in relationships. Thoughts? Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I actually talked with SP about this last night over dinner. What's up, H? How you doing, brother? Romance isn't dead, but good women are hard to find. I agree with Mark there too. So the red pill philosophy is very hard. And then also, Mark, I agree with it too, but that's a limiting belief on both of our parts. Um, I feel like now I try to like appease both sides, like without being too red pilled and kind of meet in the middle somewhere. But from my own personal experience, and I think as a group collective, if we go into a deeper spiritual thing, that yes, it is like some kind of way in society now where women will like the red pill thing has validation. The women don't want it, but it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Did the women burn the guys first or the guys burn the women first? You don't know. Like it's hard to tell. And I think both sides, like especially when I started this channel, you see more of the women, like the more of the women's side, and not so much the red pill. Like when I scroll through, I'm getting all red pill stuff, and when I'm not exclusive with a woman, yeah, so because you have no more attachment to it. And yeah, I do agree with H2. So it is hard at times, but me and SB had this discussion last night. I told her, okay, if we go by red pill philosophy, she doesn't fully understand it. She's on TikTok, she makes videos, but she just likes like the self help, the women who've been through divorce and stuff like that. Similar stuff that she's had, or like older women trying to like, you know, what do you call it? Not fit in, but like rebuild themselves and self help. So I agree with her doing that because I see both sides to it now. Like I'm open to more, especially with manifesting. And one of the things we discussed was I'm like, okay, here's where people have an issue with us, and where as a man with ego, with my I have to like ego is necessary for survival, but ego and pride can also get you killed. So I'm like, okay, if my heart truly desires you, I'm like, but by all intents and purposes, I'm like, I am a young guy who's about to be 26, so I'm not that young, but I'll be 26 in March. I have a good paying job. I'm competent. I run semi successful online businesses. I'm building myself up. I work out. I look good. I take care of myself, body, health, mind, spirituality. I'm intelligent. So, like, okay, so we go out base all that. By all standards, like the red pill guys will be like, that's the guy right there. That like you should not be with a woman who's 40 years old, has 3 kids, divorced, went through multiple bad relationships. So I see where it might be killing your faith up because if I remember correctly, you're in your 30s. But I it shows like, look, you could still attract a high value person because my SP does have a very strong self concept. I myself didn't have one really when I met her. Now mine's higher too. And it's very easy for me to go right into the red pill mindset because I do know like I'm good with talking to women. I wasn't at one point. I can go pick up whoever I want. But you have to trust that there's nothing that's impossible. Trust me, I've seen a whole bunch of things that seemed impossible, but they weren't impossible and they turned out to work out better. So it's all like you're going to find a guy who's not super red pilled. And that's why I tell you stop scrolling through online stuff because some of it's toxic because there's red pills of women as well. Like they have like, I don't know what they would call the women's side, but they're like, go out, bang whoever you want, do whatever you want, fuck them. Oh, I cheated on this guy's. And like, so for guys on our FYPs, you're seeing stuff like of all these women who brag about cheating, and then you think good looking women are cheaters, and the only way to get a leg up is to bang a bunch of women and cheat on them. And so it goes both ways. It's both sides, really. But at the end of the day, you break it down, all of us are taking advice from other people outside of ourselves. And there's so many people are it gets into a deeper meaning than just manifesting. And that's why I say if we overthink it too much, we're going to just crush ourselves with overthinking. Just believe and know that, hey, look, Nick made something work. By all intents and purposes, I am a very high value man. And if you break it down to the red pill philosophy, she's not. But I still want to be with her and she still wants to be with me. So there's changes in both of us. And like we've both made changes. So it's not impossible. So I hope that kind of helps keep you there. They gave us Juice WRLD. Later on, I fall. Love, she will crucify me. You're looking handsome today. Thank you, Pirate. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Every Monday, brother. Thank you for doing good work. Thank you. I know that. I know we actually talked about this the other day too. I actually know Pirate in real life. We talked about the red pill stuff too. Men get hurt once and rage against women forever. Women get burned 100 times and still love around her and still love everyone around her. I think these guys are fragile and aren't even happy when they get what they want. See, that's from a female perspective. I could tell you from the male perspective, dudes will get. I can't agree. It's like the first time you get burned, or you're gonna get burned the first time and be mad against the world. Like Lily's actually the first one that I actually loved. So it's hard because my first thought was I'm gonna rage against and just bang a bunch of chicks. But that's not where the happiness lies. And it's actually an increasing number. And the true meaning of the red pill stuff is these guys are going out and bettering themselves, and they don't even want relationships in general, because if they got burned once and then they're consuming all this content of, oh, these women are all doing the same thing. You see girls like who are like the female like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and I don't know which one it was. One of them used to drug dudes or whatever. And it's like, okay, there's that. So it's like, okay, I see where the dudes are coming from and I see where the women are coming from. Because not all women will get burned a bunch of times. They'll get burned one time or just decide to be promiscuous and go and do their own thing and just think, oh, it's okay. Like when you're young, you could hoe around and then find a good guy. So it's difficult. It is literally what came first, chicken or the egg? Who burned who first? Yeah, love can hurt, Mark. Especially, and I don't think it's just a men or a women thing. I think it's more or less. It's not men or women. I think it's just good-hearted people are rare to find, and what you find in manifesting is these are men and women who are both good-hearted, trying to manifest back someone they love or realize or still look for that hope or love in the world that they see is increasingly dark. That's just kind of my deep philosophy on all of it, which is why I say don't overthink it. Just know that the methods work, and getting too inundated in all this can really fuck up your mind. It seems you two are helping each other grow, which is more desirable than just having a perfect person. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it is. It's because it takes more for her to change, I think. But then also, I look at my own flaws. Was I clingy? Yes. Was I doing stuff that's contradictory? And whatever's contradictory to manifesting, she's repeating back. Like that's what was a turnoff for her, and that's what other relationships failed in the past. Now, her opening up and trying to love again after getting burned in another relationship, I see it with me. She's trying with me, but she admitted before she wasn't. And it's literally hot and cold. And you could trace back where my mind was at times. Like she doesn't understand why she did certain things at certain times. And it looks, like I said, this just breaks into deep philosophical stuff. But what I break it down to is we're helping each other grow. Whatever comes about, comes about. Like I know whatever fails, I could manifest the change to it. Or do I want to be with somebody else? Like I said, I scripted out the perfect SP the other day on the channel. Haven't looked. But if that SP comes and this thing starts to fall apart, well, then I only look at that as, okay, then the perfect SP is coming. Because I don't want to do too much more work into this particular relationship. See, Mark, sometimes the good things take time. Good morning, King. I was just thinking about you too, Inked. I was going to send you a message before I jumped on, but I just kind of impromptu. I made a post on TikTok because we hit 217 subscribers on TikTok, and one of the videos has almost 10,000 views, 9,000 something. I don't know why that algorithm hits so good, but like maybe 50 of the people came over here, so I wanted to welcome them with the first live. But then the story I posted on there is not really going out. And I don't think many people from here went to TikTok, but people from TikTok are coming here, so I wanted to do a little opening for them. So that's why I gave an extra half hour on this, just to welcome all you guys in, because I know all the regulars will be here. Yeah, Mark, it does kind of suck for everyone. Oh, damn, died already. Women say something and act something else. I will write a book. Let's see. Let me say something and act something else. I give you real life example here. I hope you don't block me. No, I'm not going to block you for anything. I'm just I'm telling you what I see too. I've heard one thing and experienced another. Because you see it and it's all over social media, it's hard to believe and hard to trust. It's hard for men and women, I think. Because online, from red pill stuff, like what we're seeing is all red pill stuff. So we'll see women are only bad, and then on the vice versa, on the women's side, they're trying to protect themselves, I guess, and they look at it as the way of like, oh, if guys are being players, we're going to be players too. But unfortunately, there is a double standard to it. It's harder and it's a turn off the guys, and then they're getting burned because if a guy actually falls for a girl, he's never going to want to open up again. As men, we're programmed to protect ourselves, and that's what we're going to do. It's like, okay, if that's how it's going to be, well, what better things are there in life? And as guys, we're seeing you can make millions of dollars, you can do all this other stuff. So it's like that becomes okay, but then you don't. But then there's always going to feel like there's something missing. And the women who go out and do all this other stuff, then they feel like something's missing. So if you watch some of these podcasts and stuff, it's really, like I said, this is all very hard to have an exact answer to, because we're basing everything on collectives, not what do you call it? Individual experiences. Like I said, my thing, obviously, if you go by a red pill standard, I'm high value and I should tell my SP to fuck off. Like, after everything we've been through, what she's done and her status in the world compared to mine, she's for the streets. That's a red pill thing. But at the same time, it's individual. We can't base everything on a general thing. And this gel is like sticking up, making me look like goofy. All right. Anyway. Hey, what's up, Viraj? How you doing? Life sucks, so we should. No. Negative. I used to think life sucks too. Life does not suck. You always find a reason when you keep going. That's what I'm trying to promote with my other channel a little bit more too. My vlogging and personal channel is kind of showing a day in the life of, okay, how I'm manifesting, how fitness relates to manifesting, how traveling and everything else I'm doing in my life relates to all this. Thank you, Inked. Or wait, I don't know if you're congratulating me. I don't know. Or are you just quoting Post Malone? Hey, congratulations. Damn. That's trying to make me feel like shit right now. There's personal. It would get too personal. I'll tell you guys most stuff in that sex life. Let me see. Congratulations. Can I sell it for you on store? Oh, the book. Oh, yeah. I should start. Yeah. I mean, I just literally got a text message saying I should start a book. Yeah, I got to look into it. I've actually written other books, but they're not about, they're in notebooks, but they're for like fantasy and fake stuff. That's more for my acting and writing. Like he says, man, oh God, here it comes. All the messages to interrupt the stream. Like he said, says it's men and women. Yep. Why am I so hot? If you asked me that a year ago, I would be like, what are you talking about? What? Even now, I don't fully see it, but you got to keep that charisma and belief in yourself, even if you don't have it. But you guys on here, build my confidence up since August. Got to be tough when it comes to love. My tongue is still, oh, geez. Life will be easier for your dentist. At least life will be easier for your dentist. For mine? Why is that tooth yellow still? I gotta go get him whitened. He says while smoking a cigar. The symbolism is strong today. I try. We haven't even apologized to Dev. When I was a teenager, I was also a hopeless romantic. And which comment did I miss, H? Your last one I did respond to. You said women say something and act a different way. I don't know which one I missed because sometimes things don't come up in here. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll be back in, but it's like I said with Akshay, when he kind of slammed the door in my face like Abdullah with Neville, sometimes that's what we need is like a little tough love, and it's like coming from a athletic and fitness background. If a coach tells you to do something, you do it, and you don't, or it doesn't happen, and you fuck up or whatever, they're not going to be as forgiving. There's a little bit of tough love to it. It's like, okay, well, you got to get your shit in check, and then once you get it in check, you'll be like, man, I should have just listened to you earlier. You were telling me the right thing the whole time. You mentioned it when you got handsome text from your handsome friend earlier. You should definitely write a book. You should also put that phone on vibrate, young blood. I should, but no. Even if this is on vibrate, this motherfucking computer is like ding, 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 ding. This keeps coming up. I just realized most regulars are here have had money manifestations happen since the channel started. Well, then it's coming. Use this as a sign. Well, it's also a good way of like practicing something too, like something perfect to practice on. That's a definite. Like that's why I love slot machines so much because it's literally like I'm sitting there and it's a game. It's an expensive game, but it's a game where I could practice manifesting. I'm like, I'm going to see this sequence. 1 to 3 spins later, that sequence pops up, and you maybe hit something, but it's not exactly what you plan to hit. Like you'll hit a jackpot, but it's not a strong jackpot. Yeah, my money's been up lately, and I don't see much difference in execution other than manifestation. Blessed. I'm glad you're blessed, Pirate, because I've been teaching him, and you guys know Josh comes in here, Randolph comes in. Randolph has been making a ton of money. We've actually been partnered in some endeavors on things, not crazy amounts, but there's money to be made, and some things we're working on. I'm trying just now, to be honest. Things aren't too bad. Yeah, it's almost too, you need like that push sometimes of like things are so bad that it pushes you to try more for money. Let's see what this message. If you guys have any other questions or topics, I've decided like not to record the videos live during this. Just laziness on my part. And like I said, hopefully one day soon, not hopefully, stop hoping and stop trying, just start manifesting and having to be doing this full time. Where it's like I could wake up, do a live on Monday, and then Monday's just a whole manifesting day, and the rest of the week I'm doing other stuff and taking coaching calls and things like that. Let's see what else we got. Drop that OnlyFans account. I'm not going to lie. It has been crossed my mind. The only issue is, despite these looks, I might be Irish from the waist down, so I don't know who's subscribing to that. What other topics you got recording so far? I actually got no videos in the chamber at the moment, Inked, but I did write these down the other day. Make an SP guidebook. So it's going to be a course, and I'm thinking like if I charge $100 for a video session, something a little bit more affordable would be $85 for the book. And then it's just a book that tells you step by step what you should do, what I've done in my experience with an SP, and then a little guide for it's like, okay, how to make your end scene picture, what I would do, and this like literally like a breakdown, so then you always have it with you and you don't have to call me for emergency sessions and everything. And I just thought more of a cost effective way. Like I said, if I was doing this full time, I'd be a horrible salesman because I tell you just don't book a second session. I tell you don't, like, just buy the book and only need the book. Anyway, that's what's on tap this week. Make an SP manifesting video. So I noticed my most popular video is the one where I manifest my SP back 5 times, which is now 6, but the 6th time doesn't really count because it was only a 3-week break, and then I seen some other people and then back together with her. So I don't count that one. But it's 5.5, we'll call it. But make a video on what I've learned through that, and it'll be the ultimate guide, and it could go hand in hand with the book, and it will be free on here. So then you can follow along. This video is actually done, the Brendan Fraser motivation video. Because one thing I've always admired about him, as you guys know, if you've been regulars on the channel, he's the one who inspired me to want to act. And one of my manifestations is to meet him and do a film with him. So I'm going back. I have an old script that I wrote, and my manifestation is to do that film with him. Read Neville to people. So this is, I guess it could be good for shorts or whatever. And I know you guys mentioned before you thought about it, but if you guys want me to do this, I just don't want to be ripping off Elmer's channel too much. But then again, it is open right to read the book and then tell you my thoughts on what we've encountered and stuff like that. Everyone is you is pushed out. There's another one along with what I desire desires me. 2 very important concepts that help me. Another video on circumstances don't matter because everybody wants reminders. I have that listed as a video, and it's actually got almost 10,000 views on TikTok off a little. I made a short on here and posted it on TikTok, and from back when I first started, when I had the little mustache and goatee. How to not react to stuff, which I've kind of talked about before, dealing with anxiety, thought transmission, which is actually a good one. I had a good success story for that. Affirmations, which everybody always asks about, but we have them. A lot of videos on that, and we have 2 success stories on the channel with affirmations. Multiple things, manifesting multiple things at once / going general. What you desire desires you. I already said that one. Manifesting an SP out of thin air, which we've already done, but I could talk again about the 2 success stories. You missed my comment again. H, I'm acknowledging your comments. I don't know what you're saying. Let me go back up and look. You said, yo, you missed my comment again. And then the only other message I have from you says, man, you missed my comment. And then you said, why haven't you apologized to Dev? And I said that I thought that sometimes everybody needs tough love. And I'm also a hopeless romantic. And then before that, you said, women say something and act something else. I give you a real life example, and I hope you don't block me. But then after you said that, you said the next thing you said after that was, we haven't apologized to Dev. And then you said, you missed my comment. And then you said, you missed my comment again. So either they're not showing up or I don't know what you're saying. Okay, I will manifest for you, Mark. Mine finally changed overnight and everything's gotten better. This is cracking me up. I'm so happy to hear that. Yup. I will manifest for you too, always. See, I love the little community we got. Yeah, Inksy is the same thing as me. It's the last thing he said was about apologizing to Dev, and then the past 2 were that. Irish from the waist down. Drunk legs. Yeah, let's go with this. Drunk legs. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't think his comment posted. The curse of being Scottish and everyone thinks you're Irish. I feel like a cheap knockoff version. Well, in Samurai Jack, the Irishman's a lot cooler. The Scotsman's a lot cooler than an Irishman. I'd take the Scotsman over the movie The Irishman. Curse of being. I love hearing your Brendan Fraser stories. I'm glad. Yeah, that's. Actually, I found this thing in Florida where he was supposed to go, and I was going to take a weekend trip down to Florida and go meet him and give him the script, but he's not going to be there or whatever because, as you know, Ink is from Florida, and me and her discussed this the other day. She checked out the convention, and I told my friend recheck it, and we're not seeing him being there. And then there's a convention happening the same weekend in Chicago. I'm not seeing him there either, and I can't find a roster of him anywhere. But you guys have found Bia and brought her to the channel. So for a great guest appearance, and I'm going to start reaching out to other coaches too and maybe bring them on and do live streams with them. So maybe if somebody knows Brendan, we'll do that. When I was little, I wanted to marry Brendan Fraser. So did I. That's ripping off his channel. Lots of people. Oh, that's not ripping off his channel. Lots of people read Neville. Also, what about baby steps? We are talking. Oh yeah, we were talking about baby steps. I'm gonna write it down. And sabotaging and manifestation. Yeah, we talked about that too. Receiving and baby steps to feel natural. And if you guys have topics too, drop them. And then sabotaging, yeah. Slash messing with the middle. My writing is so damn sloppy when I'm going quick. I feel like I'm in school taking notes. He was so cool on the mummy. Yeah, that's what made me want to be an actor. It was the first Mummy movie. He just had that. He just had that star, didn't he? SDE. I don't remember that. What's the SDE? Now I get that he was being vulnerable, and then it's that it's hard as like a coach and a teacher, and now I see why Neville snapped when he did the. I actually talked about this before. When Neville snapped and said, "Do you really want that man or no man?" And it gets hard because I get everybody wants to do the SP thing, but certain people want to just ask you questions and not, and then sit there and tell me I'm wrong and then I'm right. I'm wrong. I'm right. I'm wrong. I'm right. And it's like, okay, well, here's like the Abdullah to Neville. I'll shut the door on you and realize if you just keep doing what you do, it's going to work. But it's very difficult because then it's like I'm trying to answer other questions and stuff. I mean, if he comes, I'll answer questions, but sometimes we all need a wake up call. I've been called out by. That's why I'm blessed to have friends who will call me out on my shit, and like that's the end of the way I grew up and was raised with where I'm from. If you're struggling with something, it's like people will try to help you, and this is I think anywhere in the world, people will try to help you, but the more you keep doing a pity party, it wakes you the fuck up. It's like, hey, like stop doing that, stop feeling sorry for yourself because it's not. One, it's unattractive to SP. Two, like in the 3D world. Two, you're emotionally and in the 4D and stuff pushing them away. Three, you're just only hurting yourself with this stuff. And then four, you could be like other people are trying to ask questions, but then we're going back to the basics, which I got no problem on, but there's a million videos on the basics, and even I'm going to go through everything of the basics. So it's hard. And I only want to see everyone succeed, but sometimes it's the best when somebody doesn't help you anymore. They just kind of cut you off because then you have no choice but to do like when I wanted to do the acting stuff and everything, and I wanted to make life decisions instead of my parents, like who would always try to control everything and tell me what to do. I went out, I made my own mistakes, I fucked up, saw where they were right, saw where they were wrong, but it took me going out on my own and doing it. Yeah, I don't remember who called him out though. I don't even remember. I probably would have said something if I seen that. I saw you in a business suit, and nothing turns me on more than business. A man about his business. Oh, thank you. I almost put a suit on today, but I got to get them all washed and clean because I went out on a couple dates with them and I wore them on some videos. I did like I was doing a little tribute to Neville with the black and white suit. Hey, the real. Did I get your email? I don't want you to give away your email, but send me another email so I know that one was you and say this was the real. I did get one from someone who told me a story, made some suggestions, wasn't there for a coaching call, but made suggestions. And if that's you, then yes, I did receive it. But every time I tried to reply, this has happened before when I tried to reply to Hershey, it took me like 2 weeks to get back to her because it was like one of those things where it's like every single time I tried to get back, something would happen. What do you think of that, Mr. Pajama Wearer? I love that. Just woke up feeling less than optimal. Well, we'll change that state right now. Let's start feeling optimal. Mark, are those all like actual like things that people say in Scotland? But it is not for women here to put him down like that. Yeah, if I would have seen it, I probably would have said something. Like I said, sometimes all the stuff it doesn't come up to me, or I'm trying to answer a million things. Yeah, and that's true. It's like certain people you want to put the work, they don't put the work in or listen to what I'm saying, and I can't help someone like that. But at the same time, yeah, I don't want anyone putting anyone else down. But I think it is a point of like when Neville had his thing where he goes, it's either that man or no man, and when he snapped on it, just like Akshay said, it's like people, like a coach is here to help you, but if you don't follow the plays the coach gives you, and you just say, well, I'd rather do it like this, or I think this is how it should be, then it's not helping yourself, the team, or anyone in general. Yeah, and I don't know what SDE is either. I had a concussion and it was not myself. It took months for me to go off. Yes, I do recall that. Yeah, I did get that email. I just haven't had a chance to respond to it yet. I would love to meet Gennady Tarkovsky too. That would be awesome. I wonder if he'll be at the thing. Yeah, and it includes pics. Yep, I remember that one. I did see that message. But it was long, so I read it like twice, tried to respond. There were some things I was unclear on, but it was kind of hard for me. And then I think you were making suggestions about doing a group thing or something, or maybe that was someone else's email. Guys, it's okay to have bad days. Just watch your thoughts. For our manifest ugly crying, hugs. Yep. Oh, I went off on SP this weekend and still managed. Yeah, I do remember that too. Yeah, Inks, we both had moments where we slipped up this weekend too. And I didn't even tell you this yet. Inks, I did spend the weekend with SP. And I was talking about this earlier in the video where I was talking about this earlier in the video. I didn't think I was going to spend the weekend with her because we both planned not to see each other. She had a party. I was going out with my friends. But then my friends canceled. I'm like, fuck, now I have nothing to do. This is stupid. But I was with my brother. But then he had to be home by a certain time so he could get himself to the barber in the morning. And I was like, okay, well, that sucks. And then me and him just had a couple of drinks. And as we're wrapping up, hanging out, writing comedy and stuff, I get a message from SP, and she was telling me this and that. She sent me a picture. She's looking good. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see you. And then next thing you know, she lives closer to my brother. So I drop him off and then go over there. Wound up spending the night. Well, I visualized all this week through everything that I was sleeping in her bed, but I didn't want to, when the night came, sleep in her bed because she lives with a bunch of people. So I wanted to be over here. But my visualization came true because her cat got out, and then we had to look for the cat for like an hour. Then the cat wound up coming back. I'm like, ready to go. She's like, I'm already in my pajamas, so we'll just sleep here. And there was a reason we couldn't do nothing this weekend. So I literally just manifested sleeping in her bed. And then we went out Sunday. We went to the movies with her daughter and son-in-law. We hung out, just chilled. We had breakfast together. It was a nice day, actually, in Chicago. So we actually had a really nice weekend together. Didn't include any fun time, but worth it. Good time. It is hard being isolated, Mark, but I will tell you this: the hardest struggle I've had, like I know people are like, oh, I would kill to be in your position. Trying to manifest something when you're constantly reminded of the 3D. It's like when I was trying to go for my promotion, I was constantly reminded my bosses didn't like me and stuff like that. I had to manifest against that when I had to manifest out of the friend zone. All that stuff was way harder for me personally than manifesting blank. Oh yeah, affirming together. I do remember that. Somebody else asked me about a group thing, but affirming together. I do believe that could be helpful at times, especially like when you have a manifesting partner or find someone else who's interested in this. But at the same time, too, I always wondered why Neville didn't do anything. So, like for other people, he goes, it only takes a minute. And usually, whenever people come to me, it's like I feel like at the end of the day, how it breaks down is it's only you and you. So, like, you have to be able to believe the story yourself. So, if you believe other people affirming for you works, or you believe, like, when the lady came to Neville about renting out her apartment for the summer, he visualized it for her, and she believed because she talked to him it was going to work. Almost like that story in the Bible I always reference where the blind guy believed I don't remember if he grabbed Jesus' feet or cloth or kissed him or whatever he did to get I think it was like if he kissed his feet or cloak or something, he would be cured of blindness. And then he was. And then when he told Jesus about that, Jesus said, "You cured yourself." Meaning that, yes, if we do affirmations together, then you believe that's going to work, it's going to work. If you believe that 2-cup method where people will be like, oh, my old life is in this cup and my new life is in this cup, and you pour it in there, and then here's my desired reality and I drink that, that will work because you believe it. And actually, it's funny because I've made that reference before, and Naya actually made a video on her channel about it recently. Yes, I'm glowing up my looks again, too. I bought several silk dresses, heels, a couple moto jackets, and I don't want to have an occasion, and don't want to have a reason to. All these messages are coming in from like 2 days ago. I don't want to have an occasion to clean up. Okay, yeah, that's how I feel though too about I'm dressing up nicer just for me and like elevating myself. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way too. It's like it takes a lot for me to get on lives. It takes a lot for me to post anything anywhere. I felt like today I'm actually going to post something on my TikTok on the comedy channel that is a little bit. Oh, it's the one you guys saw me edit it, the rock out with my cock out thing, and see like I have a fear they'll take it down, so I have to affirm against it. I felt inspired action, but I didn't follow it. I felt that twice. If you keep feeling it and you have the belief that I can't fuck this up, it'll work. I mean, the I can't fuck this up is actually a video I'm going to do. I can't fuck this up. It's affirmation. I use it all the time. And if you listen to my story and you see everything I've overcome, and I've been saying I can't fuck this up for a long time, meaning talked about this weekend, I can't fuck this up. Things always kind of work out in your favor because even when they look bad, they're good. No, but Scottish people are good at insults. We make them up on the spot like this woman reeks of footsie. I like that. So that's what William Wallace was saying back in the day. But I felt like if SP wanted me, he should call some chick I thought was what friended me, and I think he called 10 times but never spoke. Yeah, I mean, if you feel inspired action and it feels natural and it feels good to you and you believe you can't fuck this up, then why not go for it? I mean, the other day, like I told the story too, me and my SP were in no contact for a couple of days because we had an argument. And I was like, well, she should message me first. But I'm like, no, you know, if we're in a happy, committed relationship and there's a fuck up between us, then why not just start a conversation? So I started a conversation with her and we wound up seeing each other that night. So I would love to hear it too, Whitney. If you want to write it here or if you want to send me an email with your success story or whatever, and then I can read it on the channel and just have it like pulled up. I believe we are meant to be. I met SP and time stopped. Been using the bad dream method for the past. Yes. So that's a good way to do it. And sometimes the thing is like just persisting through it. And then if inspired action comes up and it's like killing your ego and pride off, sometimes you have to. Yeah, we can tell ourselves that, but we're forgetting that no one hacked out dreams I had last. That's funny. Yeah, send me a text about them too because I had really weird dreams when I slept over at SP's house. Like they were like about horror movies and stuff, which she loves horror movies. And she goes, "Wow, for someone who wants to be a filmmaker, you don't know shit about horror films." And I was like, okay, well, I'm like, I'm gonna have a really good one. And I actually I was like almost like I was watching a movie too, and I felt like I was like in an editing room, and I'm like, this movie is gruesome. This is too gruesome to put out. And I was like, man, maybe it's a sign I do it, but it was a fucking disturbing thing to watch. Then I had like nightmare stuff, and then supposedly her house is haunted. But here, not to quote, we're gonna go with a red pill legend himself, Tate. Where he said, he goes, if you're in a haunted house and you believe in ghosts, then you're going to be scared as fuck. If you don't believe in ghosts, then it's not scary at all. So it's literally whatever you believe. And like, if I choose to believe her house was haunted and scary and demons and shit, that's what I'm going to see when I'm there. I think that's great advice. I don't know why I feel if I cry, I would ruin everything because I'm trying to manifest. I've done that too. As bitchy as it is, I have. And still persisted and got what I want. But to push through takes a lot of strength. It probably makes you become a stronger manifester in person for that. And yeah, sometimes like Ink said, it lets it all out. Since August, then random October call was. Email is mysticmanifesting@gmail.com. I think manifest. Let me see. It's at the bottom of every video. Let me look at actually pull up the email. I don't think it's Mystic Manifest. Mystic Manifesting, yeah. I put it at the bottom of every video. So if anybody wants to, maybe I should just say, hey, look down here. I dreamed I was making it at the grocery store, but didn't know it. Then realized, and my mom gave me a gray dress, and I had tantrum and kicked her shin because I wanted a jean jumpsuit. Yeah, the dreams are weird. I don't know how to always interpret them. I think not crying for years has turned into bottled anxiety, and like you said, just anxiety. Yeah, that's good too. Yep. Just let it out sometimes. It's not bad. I think it was the way I grew up. Like men don't cry. This is what you learn. So I think in my entire life, I told this to SP, and shows a little bit of weakness, but also like I'm at the point where I can't fuck nothing up. I was like, I cried when my dog died, both my grandmas. One time during actual like breakdown of bottled up stuff that I had going on when I was like 19. One time after a big fight with my dad, the first time I ever cried in public was in second grade, and my dad told me never to do that again, so I never cried again. So like those other, so 6 times, and I cried 2 or 3 times over SP. So I'm like literally about in my entire life cried 6 times, and the 3 of the times, so half the. If you add up all the times I cried in my life, you've made up half in 2 years. Now I just need to watch the Titanic again and Lion King so I can cry 3 years of tears out. I've been pushing, but when the chick showed up pretending not to know him, I told her off and she could have left me. But left. Yeah, it's like it's hard because sometimes you have certain circumstances like that, but at the end of the day, we learned that they don't matter. Everything's possible. Yeah, it is kind of better to get it all out. Let's see. Do you guys have any other topics you want me to write down for the week too? And what do you think about? I think the next one is going to be one I actually put some good effort into. We'll go about a half hour more on here. Then I'll do the videos for the week, and then post one tomorrow. Then I got to get some little ones for the shorts and for TikTok. Start your new position and finally cry. Well, if you don't feel the need to cry, then don't cry. But if you feel you need to, then do it. How do I deal with feeling down? Is Some days I will sit there and I'll revel in it for a little bit, then pick myself up, go again. Like I'm feeling like shit, but it's like, okay, feel like shit for a little bit, bask in the shitty feeling. Then what do I do? Am I going to sit here and cry and feel like shit all day? Or am I going to pick up, what can I do now that's something good for me? Usually it's the gym. So I pick up and go to the gym, and then I exercise there, and I picture the body I want, and I focus on that. And then when I'm done with that, I feel a lot better. Then from there, go in my planner, write down things I need to get done this week, dreams I have, stuff I want to do, work on that shit. And then from there, talk to my friends, my family. There's a lot of good things to do and things to be grateful for. So I just start moving towards those things. What can I have now? Like, here's another Stoic quote, but from Marcus Aurelius. The only thing you, help me to butcher it, but the premise of it is, the only thing you have control of in this world is your mind. And he says, not outside circumstances or people, just your mind. And when you break that down to a manifesting point of view, yes, you cannot do anything in the outside world to get anything done. But if you believe it in your mind and you see it and you lived it there, then yes, it can be done. But that's how I deal with it too. Or I drop myself into a feeling state, like start imagining, which is what we're doing here, imagine something good, like a good thing that we had, or do a mini manifestation list. I know I can manifest a complete stranger. Exactly, yeah. We know we could get complete strangers. Sometimes it's hard because we have an old story with someone else. So it's about the forgiveness too. Forgiving, which is hard as fuck. Trust me, I know it's so fucking hard to forgive someone. But if you could do that, then it's a lot easier to manifest them and forgive that old story, or go back and revise the old story. Sorry, it's SP. I just said I wasn't going to focus on anything other than that, but than the channel. But there's just a message about later on today. Did you change your mindset about women before you got Lily? Like, can I manifest a decent friends with benefit? Like, can I manifest a decent friends with benefits if I think guys are generally shit? Did I change my... For me, actually, I was more red pilled when I got her back. I was like, because my belief was, okay, if I'm acting like Tate and all these other guys, that's the fucking mentality I had. Okay, so if you come back around, I'm the priority. I'm number one. You got to come to me. You got to make... And she would come back almost not simping, but chasing me and pursuing me because I see myself as that high value person. No, I get it too. I would... And it's funny too, because I had that mentality. It's like, well, if all women are dog shit and fuck this and that, then it's all about me and my boys and getting rich and working on my own stuff. So yeah, I was in that state for a while, and then she came back. And then the more I do this channel, the more I think about stuff, the more I see women's side. I see the men and women's side, and it's hard because men are only seeing that they got burned and they don't want to go back. And women are only seeing that dudes are dogs. But we equally see it on the women's point of view, and turned out everything kind of like you see it on both sides. So it's very hard. And I mean, it's whatever you believe. If you believe that you could have negative views, like if you have a high self-concept and everyone's going to treat you a certain way, then you're going to get treated that way. Sometimes it's okay to find a sub until you get the main focus. I did do that, though. I did find a substitute, 2 substitutes. But I didn't do that until like after that little 3-week break. For 2 years, I've only been loyal to her. She wasn't to me, but I was only loyal to her for 2 years. And that kind of like reinforced my anger and my mentality on it, where it was like, okay, I'm just going to be a player. But then it's like, what are you doing? You're just having meaningless sex. And that doesn't matter when you could be doing much more productive stuff. But if you change your concept that if I act this way, what are we doing when we're living in the end? We're finding a character to play. And if we believe that, and however, it's like a cheat code, finding this character. If I'm playing this character, I'm going to get the girl because this character always gets the girl and it's more believable towards you. So if that's what you do, then you do that. I wrote him a letter 2 times, and only thing I got was a check at my house. I love him, and I would forgive if we could just talk. Well, if you had the inspired action, I would say, and you keep feeling it, then try it and believe that you can't fuck this up and focus on living in that. Like I said, I've had so many times where I thought this is done, it's not going to happen, but patience is the number one thing. And if he is becoming the sole focus of your life where you could only be happy because of him, then you're in the wrong state of mind. You can be happy without that person. It's an ego thing. All of us, it is an ego thing. We know we can get other people. We know our value. We know we don't want it, but it's an ego thing. We want that specific person. There's nothing wrong with it, but have the patience and work on yourself. Like we talked about earlier, someone else said this, and I felt this way too. When they come back, I'm not ready for this. I have so much work to do on me still, and our work will never be done on ourselves because everyone acts like we just need to get somewhere in life. If I made $1 million, how about making 2 million? Because life is boring. Like, why do you think like all these rich people that are born rich are fucking? Maybe it's just a negative assumption, but a lot of them are evil or shitty people because they're so bored they don't know what to do with life. So for the rest of us not having something, we're blessed because we have something to work towards. And then once we get it, we're going to want more. The whole point of being here is wanting, receiving, giving, and giving back and being as good at people as we can be, elevating spiritually. I'm struggling to manifest SP back, struggling with visualizing also. So struggling with visualizing, I made a video on this too, and it's like, okay, if I asked you to describe an orange to me, and actually I got this exercise. I've heard manifesting people talk similar about this, like the woman, the most winning woman in the world talked about this, and it was, I really clicked for me when I was in school. I was taking a class. I had to go to a class for my job. And they said, describe making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And they're like, be as detailed as you can. I don't know. Put down a piece of bread. Put down some jelly on one side. Put down peanut butter on the other bread. And then put them together. And the guy goes, not detailed enough. Because where do I do this? So it's like, step one is you grab the bag. So describe a bread bag to yourself. It's like, you feel the crinkling of it, and what's the logo look like? And then, like, how does it feel to open, like, pull this part before you twist the little thing, and you feel like a little metal in there. You open it up, the softness of the bread, but the crispiness of that end piece, taking that off, and then taking the bread, putting it down, putting that other piece in, but you grab 2 pieces there, and then twisting it all back up, opening the can. You feel like the little ridges in there, and, like, practice on stupid stuff like that, and, like, you feel that, or, like, holding the baseball. We had a success story from someone. He told me about the baseball thing, and I did one where I'm like, I pictured a baseball, a tennis ball, a handball, and a basketball. I didn't have any sports equipment at my parents' house because when we got older, they were all gone. We gave them to the neighbor kids. I was cleaning something the one day. A couple days later, boom, there's a football there. But I had just felt the football and the ridges and everything. I know all the baseballs I had we gave to the neighbor kids when they were playing. We had to do something in the garage or something, and the ball rolled out, and it's like, no, it was my dog. One of the dogs brought it out to me, and it was a baseball. I'm like, man, and I felt the stitches and the seam and the leather, and like got in that state. And then throughout that whole week, but I knew for sure we didn't have a basketball. I'm riding around with my dad. He goes, can you grab something in the back seat? I turn around to grab it. I'm like, what's that in the ground? He goes, it's a basketball. I'm like, why do you have a basketball? He goes, oh, my aunt gave it to me. I don't know. She thought you guys might want it. And I'm like, I got to pick it up and feel it just to fulfill that manifestation. But everything comes through. So those little ones help with visualizing and practicing. And visualizing is not a must. We've had 2 success stories in the past couple of weeks of just affirming, mindless affirming with no beliefs. I fell asleep with him, and it feels awesome. See, that's the thing. We want to get to that point now, falling asleep with them. And guess what? For months, I would do that. Well, not every night, but just whenever I wanted to feel good. And I also didn't really care if I got her back. The last time over the summer was like 2.5 months or whatever. I fell asleep with her, not every night, but like certain nights where I felt like it. And then I would start seeing signs, and then I would just be, whatever, I don't really want her, but it felt good at that moment to feel someone with you, because imagination is the real thing. Robotic affirmations and detachment, yep, seems very attractive right now. Yes, he said he loves me day one. We said our love is sorry, I lost my place. Have other people been working on me? Wait. said our love. I said I love you. It's not ego. I know I can have other people. It's been working on me. I know showed up, wouldn't be ready. That's how I got movement, robotic affirmation, bridge before land. But then some chick. That's almost like a test. I'm not going to lie. I don't want to affirm or believe that there's tests, but sometimes if you stand true during the test to see it's a, or a spillover, you'll be good after that. I feel warm inside. I feel like I talked. See, that's the thing too. I dated my SP before we got back together, and before we were official and everything. I was fully dating her before that. You have understood that it's just an echo of past beliefs. So stop focusing. Useless on that. Or stop focusing on that unless you want more. Yeah, it's like releasing that old story. When you're focusing on it, that's really hard. He tried to find someone like me, but it's not me. That's a good sign before birds before land. I know she's now. I know she knows what he wants because he tried to make me angry with her. Yeah, always use it in a positive spin on it. How long were you guys apart? Well, we've had 6 times. First time was like 2 weeks. Second time was like 6 weeks. Then 9 weeks. And then after we split up in May, I didn't really want her back. And then I started kind of playing with the idea and going to sleep and not really trying, but I would sleep with her in my mind. And I would have inner conversations with her here and there. And then that time was 2.5 months. Then we began talking for like 3 weeks. And then we were friends with no benefits for like 3 weeks. And then friends with benefits. And now unofficial but official relationship. I don't really know what we are. Situationship. I'm still figuring out what I want. I want her, but it's still like I got my own shit I got to work on. So it's been all different times. And Ink's success story was 10 months no contact, blocked, and not wanting to see her again. And then boom, 2 weeks later she got him back after dialing in. And we had another success story. She had 5 months no contact, robotic affirmations, and just really believing it, and been inspired by Ink's story, and boom, she got it. We were talking about that earlier, how overthinking makes it hard to manifest. Yep, for overthinkers on the channel, less thinking seems to be step before the result. Yeah, it's like just stop worrying about all the little aspects of how it works, what's going to happen, this and that. Just know it's going to work. I know there's. Overthinkers United. Wait, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do it. No. Wait, let me think about this. Yep, pretty much. Vincent said, like him, I can't do friends with benefits because I love him. If I give him my body, I've got. That's what I was scared of before. Yeah, so you have to release the fear. And I didn't like the friends with benefits was cool with me, but the friend thing scared the shit out of me. And I had to like overcome that and realize like, it's going to end soon. She's going to want more. And that's where drawing your line comes in too. It sounds like my head 100% of the time. Well, if it's someone who's worth fighting for, then you stay persistent. But at the same time, my most important thing to say is focus on you. If you're the absolute best version of yourself and you love yourself, no one is going to step in the way of that. I only got a couple minutes left, guys. So if we got any more questions or anything you want to throw together, I'm setting some stuff up because I want to record some videos before. You get those feels living with a hollow body. It's that day. Yeah, where it feels like nothing's gonna work, but I know that feeling and it's not. It's like it's going to work. It's just fucking hard some days. If you know, then be with them in your head. Do it now. Because at the same time, like all this, I'll give you a real gut check right now. You're coming from needy and desperate right now. You have to come from it's already done. No matter what you see, it's already done. You don't think about that third party. You don't think about the girl who trolled you. You don't think about any of that stuff. You go here and now. You're already dating him. How does today feel if you're already dating? Have an imagination about the day it goes, how the day goes if you're already with him. And this died again. When will they free Top G? They're either going to free Top G or I'm going to take his place. I know in my heart. Question. Huh. I'm sorry if you had to see that spit. We have Top G at home. Should I just take my shirt off and start streaming like him? Get a tattoo of well, I like wolves, so I'll get a tattoo, call it Wolf Leahy. Or the Don. The Don of manifesting, as someone called me on here. You guys have given me so many nicknames. I had more nicknames than I had growing up. And on sports teams, they always just called me by my last name. Or when I played baseball, I was Babe Ruth because I was a fat ass. I visit SP in my mind all the time. I know she thinks about me. That's thought transmission. Yeah, sometimes like you go through all this time, it's like there's no way because I'm getting no contact. But I had the story the other day about thought transmission. If you guys remember, in Georgia, she's on a social media cleanse right now, but she reached out to me when she was drinking, and she's like on Instagram. And said, sorry, I've been on a social media detox, but I was just thinking about you a lot for the past couple of days. And I was like, funny, I was just thinking about her. So then it was like, boom. Like, it doesn't just work on SPs, it works on everyone. Keep the shirt or we will call you Randy Bull Bandit. It's funny because I was just watching Trailer Park Boys the other day, and it's funny because Leahy is my last name, but it's not spelled the same as on the show. And my best friend's name is Randy. Jeez, Mr. Leahy, what are you doing? Yeah. That's actually my dad's name, too, and my middle name is James. We both have said we know. Use all of it to your advantage. He has a shirt allergy. I don't know who Tony Bertucci is. He sounds like a mobster. Let's see, what time is it? I got a little bit longer left. We'll go for another like 5-10 minutes. It is, yeah, it is in one of the episodes. I used to binge watch Trailer Park Boys all the time, and I just restarted. I do remember that. He did go to the hospital for it. My name is still on your wall. You just can't see it, but I. Did it bleed through? I do have a couple spots to touch up on there. He is a mobster. No, I just know where it was. Yeah, that was a pretty good stream. That's what motivated me to make that TikTok video about people who just spend all their time online, like commenting and hate shit. Because the one guy's like, "Oh, I usually troll people for online all day," and I'm like, "You seem like a nice guy, so I won't do it." It's like, bro, I'll fucking roast the fuck out of you. But all right, see you later. And I made a video about that. It's like he's gonna go fuck up other people's days who are not strong enough to resist that. Bubbles on the goldfish. They call him the Tooch. I like that. That's awesome. The Tooch. You're scared Bubbles will be you in 10 years, or Randy Bobandy? Oh, collecting kitties. Here's my fucking kitties, boys. So was the, you know what they used to call me when I had my hair longer? I think I had longer hair when I started this channel, but I used to only have like the goatee like this, so they would call me Julian. And I always drink rum and coke whenever I go out, so they used to call me Julian at the bar, or they would call me Howard Ratner from Uncut Gems, where Adam Sandler's like, "This is how I win." I actually worked with a guy the other day. His name was Nick as well. He was a contractor, and he looked exactly like Julian, same build and everything, like the fattish buff look, long hair and stuff, and he had like a similar voice. I know what you're talking about, the real. That's what happened with me and my SP. It always felt like it, but that's why we go in our minds and we do it there. I do remember, like, when he crashes and he still has the tree. Jesus, fuck, boys, come on, get out of the car. And like my dad, I remember my dad laughing at that scene. He goes, "That's like you." He looks just like you. He was, and he doesn't spill the drink throughout the whole crash. That's a good comedy bit. Look at there. There's inspiration. The son of Julian. We could do like, maybe is Trailer Park Boys still on, or did they cancel it? I know Netflix renewed it for a while. We could do Julian has a son. Maybe it'll be a movie. I'm just looking for my dad. Even though I look like at the same age with my fucking receding hairline. My barber goes, "It's not receding, it's thinning. You have a couple years." Told me to get Keeps. Maybe Keeps will start sponsoring me. Who do you think I look like, Julian or Howard Ratner? Shoot, I've got to call the school, Nick. I'll text a voice message soon. Later, I'll hang on. Thank you, Ink. Cool. We'll talk to you later. I want my manifestations to be as sturdy as that glass. Julian. Oh, yeah, because I did. I wore the tight black shirt. I still love those shirts. I got a bunch of them. I got like 5 of those. I wear those all the time because they're workout shirts, but you can wear them out. I would advise against that part, but if you feel that's what's going to work, then try it. And we have the mindset that it doesn't matter. But don't play any games like that. Come at them with, I would personally, without doing a dating game, just say, "Hey, how's it been? It's been a while." No pressure, no nothing. I mean, that's how I approach my SP. No pressure, no nothing, and just kind of go from there. Because after the little 3-week dispersion or separation we had, I was seeing a girl who, "We're together right away. Oh, you're so perfect for me." But then she got up my ass about, "So what is this weird stuff you do, coaching people online? Why are you posting pictures with no shirt on? Why are you working out for other people online?" Because I do that to motivate people. Like, you don't want people up your ass like that. And so you wouldn't want to be up someone else's ass like that. More like Ricky. It's like literally Trailer Park Boys has like the same, like there's like so many things I can relate to. My last name and my dad being the same name as Leahy, and my best friend being Randy. And I never wear shirts like Randy. One of my friends, he looked like Bubbles but without glasses. Like he looks like Bubbles like behind the scenes. Like there's like so many things that relate to that show. My homework is advancing. Well, see, real, there's a movement there too. And look at, like I said, Inked had 10 months no contact. If it go and make more space for brains, I was thinking too. I'm like, I might as well start going shirtless and just go bald and keep smoking the cigars, and I'll just be the top G of manifesting. My hairline is not receding. I shave my head bald every day for a reason. And now we see him in jail. It is receding. It sucks. Because that's how mine will be. His brother did better. I showed the barber a picture of Tate's brother and said, "Give me the thing where he hides his receding hair. Just leave it long there and cut the sides." Yeah, it's like this is where time doesn't matter. We have to just go right to living in the end. You can take credit for it. Yup. It's the first time we heard it. That's a bird before land reel. Yep. See? Just be patient. Trust the process. We don't fail at manifesting. We're just not patient enough. And that's why I say do other things and live your life, because we don't know when it comes. And like my father, who doesn't really like know manifesting that well, used to always tell me, when you least expect it, expect it. And every time I've gotten SP, it's been at I want to see the surprise. I don't want to know the whole story. Like Neville even said, it makes it more beautiful when it happens and unfolds. In the meantime, I'm becoming the absolute fucking best version of myself. So when I get my SP, I've already done the work to be the best version of me. And trust in that process of that time, they've become the best version of them. Not when. He already is back. All right, let's see what time it is. All right, we're going for 5 more minutes. Hey, how you doing? Hello from Chicago. We have 5 minutes, so give me topics for the week. I've got a whole list of stuff. I want to record these videos before I go to the gym with SP. It's one of those things where I know it's destined. See, when you know it's already done. But don't come from that place of when it happens, it's coming, and it's now. Date them in your head. If you guys were together, have those inner conversations that you would have right now. Tell him about what you're doing with your day. How is your day going? What's he up to? Imagine only the best thing that he's up to. Lottery's at $500 million. Better play. Oh, wait, no. Somebody won that. Good for them. So you don't just keep talking from the past, though. Talk from now and the future. Like I said, I'm giving you all the advice. Don't just keep reiterating old story and what you want. Start living what you have. That's the advice I'm going to leave you with on that. Go a couple more minutes if anyone has anything to say, and then we'll jump off. My eyes are burning. Too much smoke. Jesus, Bob, there's too much smoke in here. You're pulling it, Abdullah. Yeah, sometimes you have to. Please do one on glowing up your life, since that's my focus. Okay, I'll start with that one. And then today, guys, since we won't be live again till Monday, this whole week, do stuff to better yourself. And then on Friday, I'll make a reminder, as I do every Friday, do something with you and your friends and your family. And the whole time, live in the end, or this week, have fake dates with SP. Focus on getting your money up. Focus on living the life that you want, and live in that end. Tell me yesterday he's dating multiple people. Doesn't want anything serious at once. See me too. I told him to have fun with the girls and not to talk to me again. I persist in my head, but I know that could be hard because I was told a very similar thing, and just not looking to settle with nobody. Yeah. And it's weird because it's like now it feels like 6 times the charm when I backed the fuck off. I just backed up and I said, look, I even told her, I'm like, I'm not a dude who's going to get played like that. Because at the end of the day, I know my value. And if 3D is not going to change, which it does, if it ain't going to change, it ain't going to change. That's the mentality you need. Nobody's life gets better for losing me in it. And I'm stealing that one from Tate's brother, Tristan. Nobody's life is better without me in it. It's better when you have me in it. But if you lose me, you will always regret that. And realize that that thought's going to go through their head. Okay, so that was the part that was confusing me. So yeah, you could manifest a famous person and realize that your worth is so much more out there. And at the end of the day, famous people are just regular people, but something that seems very impossible, you did. So realize, take that as a mini manifestation. I need to learn to have more fun. Please do one creating fun in your life when you're not a super fun person. Well, I mean, I know that one like the back of my hand. I know it's hard, but realize that they change and they conform, and that negative always turns into a positive. Okay, I'll give a weekly challenge, but last time I did the ladder experiment one, nobody did it. So we'll do what's something? Well, we talked about money earlier. See, that's awesome. See, you're leveling up your life like that too. So, all right, here's the weekly challenge. We all want money, right? Last time I did the one where I was falling asleep with $100 bill and I didn't know anything, and I wasn't booking clients really that week. I didn't really have any. The only person who was talking about a session that week, but it didn't look like it was going to happen. Next morning, I wake up with $100 in my account because she sent me the thing and booked the session and was able to do it at a time that wasn't going to happen, but it happened anyway. So picture $100 in your hand and what a dollar feels like and everything. And let's focus on the manifesting money as a 3D thing, and as a manifesting thing. We'll do 100 because it's believable. It's something like we're starting many manifestations. Or if you want to try for more, just start counting out multiple hundreds like Elmer did in his thing. And as a 3D thing, I would say do something for yourself. So either start yoga or follow a passion, work on a business, or go to the gym. Those are the 3D things we could do. Exactly. See, the money one works. So it's like just keep doing stuff like that, and that's awesome to hear about your recording studio and making money. I said I find money on the street, and 3 weeks later I found $42. There you go. My brother's got that affirmation, and he finds money all the time. I did find that 2000 though with my friend. Could have been all mine, but she happened to see it as well, so we'll split it. Well, that was a crazy manifest. That's the most I ever found. That was 1,000. Well, 2,000, but I kept 1,000. And with the death of the cigar, it's the end of the stream. Thank you guys for coming in. I love you. Focus on yourselves. Do something you love and manifest some money. I'll check in with you guys next Monday. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you later on.